my vision. Like since many years, I do provide. What we do is like we are recording the session as well on the YouTube channel. So what will happen? You can have multiple times. You can view that as a process. Okay, so let's start. So yesterday we were discussing about the routing. What is routing? Router does a routing. Okay, it is a layer 3 feature and router does routing. What is routing? Forwarding of packet from one network to another network. If you have one network A, if you have another network B. So to make the communication possible between two networks, you require a layer 3 device that is nothing but the router. Okay, so in the router, we have seen the default behavior. By default, router does routing between all its directly connected network. But if the networks are not directly connected, then what? Then you need a routing. So there are three types of routing: static routing, default routing, and dynamic routing, right? So yesterday we have seen the static routing. Static routing is nothing but the manual configuration. We need to like manually we need to enter a route in the unknown destination, not unknown destination, the destination which is not directly connected. So if you recap the diagram, so yesterday we have done the lab India network, USA network. Okay, so India network have one LAN, USA network has one LAN, and this is the WAN network, right? So we have a three network: one network, second network, and third network. So by default, if you just connect and put the IP addresses, so in India router, you yesterday we have verified, we were able to see the route which is directly connected. So 192.168.10.0 and 192.168.1.0. So these two networks are directly connected to India. But USA LAN it is not connected to India. Similarly, for the USA, 192.168.20.0, this is connected, and 192.168.1.0. So this network is common in both, but India router don't know about USA LAN, and USA LAN router don't know about India LAN. So what we have done, we use a static route. We use the static route, and in the static routing, we just provide the IP route, destination network, destination subnet mask, and the next hop. Right? It was very simple and very useful. So static routing has when to use the static routing, when okay, there are some advantage and disadvantage. So advantage is it is it is easy. Okay, if you for the small network and all, no complexity and all, but you need to know the destinations. Like you need to know all the information about the network. And the another thing is, if you have a um, for 1 second, I'm getting some disturbance. Okay, should be good now. So disadvantage of a static routing is manual configuration. Like tomorrow, if you add another network, okay, so let me make this simple.
Even I cannot see the screen. I can see the next gen tutor screen.
Really,
Yes, yes.
everyone.
For me, it's the same.
Yes, yes.
Exactly. We cannot able to see your actually just we can see here next gen I-tutor.
So you need to inform me, right?
No, I thought that you didn't change the screen. I thought you were just explaining.
Okay, fine. So now,
Yeah, now it is.
uh, so actually, I was explaining this one, the types of routing: static routing, default routing, dynamic routing, and a static routing advantages and disadvantages. And this is a diagram which yesterday we have done, India and USA network, and we have configured the static route. Like On India router, we told that this network is don't know the India router. US router, he don't know this LAN. So in India router, we added this route manually, and on US router, we added this router manually. So like this, both router has three routes: one, two, and three. One network, two network, and third network. And here also the same three routes. Okay. So if tomorrow, if you add another network, okay. So now, can anyone tell me? Let's say this is your UK. So here you have one LAN, okay, and there will be WAN here. So now, can you tell me how many networks in this diagram now? Total network. In yesterday diagram we had three network: one, two, three. So in if we extend the network, so we will have a fourth network this one and fifth network this one. So in if you want communication, then all routers should have five route to have full communication. Okay. So that was this is the disadvantage of the static routing. Like you extend the network, then you need to add the same route in all the routers. Okay. So configure static routing we done like this. Okay. So next route type is the default route. Okay. Default route. There are three types: static route, default route, and dynamic route. So static route manually be added. Okay, now we understand. We need to know the destination, right? Default routing protocol is configured for unknown destination. This is a default. Can anyone tell me unknown destination means what? Give me the example of unknown destination. Come on, anyone? No? Okay. So default route, unknown destination means the internet. Internet is the unknown destination. Like you are sitting here, okay, you are sitting in your home or your office, and this is your internet. And here somewhere, let's say Google, Yahoo, or some Facebook, Twitter. So these all networks. Do you know their networks? Do you know what is the Google LAN? Do you know what is the Twitter LAN? Do you know this destination? No, we don't know. If you remember this, then there will be thousands and thousands of networks. So how you are going to remember those things? That's not possible, right? So that is why the default route came into picture. When you don't know the destination, then use the default route. Okay, if you don't know the unknown destination, use the default route. And the best example is the internet. For so we understand that on internet we use a default route. Default route means 0.0.0.0 slash 24. Sorry, slash 0. So it means that anyone can allow, anyone can go, and anyone can come. That's the mean. So that's why the default route is used. So generally used for internet where the destination are unknown. Example, Yahoo. You don't know the Yahoo address, but you need to know, your router must know the route. So we give 0.0.0.0 in our router. So it will go directly. So it will know that any destination, it will take the default route. Configure at the endpoints. Okay, it has the last preferred routing. It has the last preferred routing. Last preferred routing means, let's say you are running RIP, you are running static route, you are running OSPF, and you are running default route. So you know the default route will be last place in the routing table. This is your routing table, so it will be the last preferred. And default route help in the reducing size. Okay, the advantage of default route is if you have, instead of your 100 routes, you can have one route only, default route. That's it. So it will reduce your routing table. So the example, is, one second. Okay. So the example. So example is something like this. See, this is let's say your Hyderabad router, and this is your Hyderabad LAN. So you are sitting here. Okay, you are sitting here, and you are trying to access Yahoo.com. Okay, so what will happen? The when you browse Yahoo, so it will go to switch to router. So first router will see in its routing table, it will have a routes, right? It will have a routes. So similarly, we provide a default route here in routing table. So first router check. Okay, he want to go to yahoo.com. So yahoo.com have the IP address something 49.3.8 dot something, some public IP. So router will check in this routing table. Do I have this one route? No, I don't have. So what he will do? Let me okay. Let I don't know the route of yahoo.com. Let me pass to the ISP. So it will pass this route to information to the ISP. So ISP, this is the internet. So it is nothing but a mesh of the router. It is like a router. So n number of routers will be there. Okay. So like this from here to here, here to here, like this, there will be one router which is connected to the Yahoo server. So then you will be able to reach there. So you don't need to worry about this. This is this complication, this ISP complication. So what we do simply in our router, we just add a default route to reach to unknown destination. That's it. Nothing we do. So generally where default route use, we generally use where on our internet router where it is connected to the ISP. So here we put the default route in this routing table 0.0.0.0 and subnet mask 0.0.0.0 and we use the next hop either if you know the ISP public IP then next hop otherwise we use okay let's say ethernet 1 is the connected to ISP so we put the interface I1 so any network which is unknown to Hyderabad router it will pass so default routing is used in the ISP. Okay, so what is the command for default routing? Same like a static route, IP route. So destination and destination subnet. So we don't know the destination network and destination subnet. So what we do 0.0.0.0. Okay, and subnet mask 0.0.0.0 and the next hop IP address. If you generally when you take a ISP, so from this router to ISP router, so there will be a peering. So they will provide the IP address. So there, this IP address, which is the ISP IP address. So this will be the next hop to reach the internet. So from here the internet is connected. Okay, this is your router. Okay, so default route is used for the internet. So let me open packet tracer. Okay, so in yesterday's lab, so like I don't have any problem to show here only. Okay, so what we can do, let's say in the same India land and the USA land. So yesterday what we have done, so if you open the India router, okay, okay, let me explain once again. So in this one, so actually this is, we just consider this is something ISP, but we connected a direct cable. Okay, so this is the ISP. Okay, so we have in India router. Okay, in India we have a LAN 192.168.10.0. For USA LAN 192.168.20.0 and WAN is 192.168.1.0. Okay, so this is the WAN. So let's say you don't know the destination of USA and USA don't know the destination. So when we know the destination, what we have done yesterday? Okay, so if you go here, enable show run. So can you see? I use this route 192.168.20.0 via 1.1, 1.2. Okay, so let me go and remove that communication. No IP. So I will say no IP route. This command. Copy, paste. Done. So my routing table gone. So if I check show IP route, oh see, I don't have a USA network now. Similarly, in USA network, if you go here, user router, if you check show IP route, so yesterday we added a manual route. Okay, this one. So we need to remove that. No, okay, you can see that how those do show run. When you put, so you can see the entire configuration of the router. So here you can see that command. You need to, so just say no and copy this, copy and paste. No IP route. Now check show IP route. No, we don't know. We don't have the routes. Okay, so let's test the ping. So let's test the ping. So where I am, IP config. I'm in this machine. 192.168.10.10 and my gateway is this one, 10.1. Can I ping to my gateway? 192.168.10.1. Yes, I can ping. Can I ping to 192 ping 192.168.20.10? Can I ping? What it is saying? See, destination host unreachable. So who is giving this information? Router is giving the information. A router, okay. If I do the tracer 192.168.20.10, see where it is going. It went to the gateway. Where is the gateway? Gateway is configured here on the router interface. So it from here to here it went. But after that, router don't have a route to pass to the next level because that's why it's dropping here. See, request timeout, destination host unreachable, right? Similarly, from USA machine, okay, from USA machine, IP config. So this is a 20.10. Okay, can I ping to my gateway 192.168.20.10? Oh, one. Yes, I can ping. Always check this gateway is reachable or not. Let's ping India machine 192.168.10.10. See destination host unreachable. So it means that if I do the tracer 192.168.10.10, so see when the traffic started, so it went to the router only, and router is dropping this. It's saying the you are going you are on a 2.20.10. You want to go to 10.10. So I don't have a route for that. So if you remember yesterday, we what we did, we were know about this network. So we added a static route, and USN router was know about this district. So we added a static route. But now today, let's consider Hyderabad India router don't know about destination who is land here, and USA router don't know about India land. So what is the solution? Okay, they just have internet and they connected, and this machine want a communication at the any cost. So what is the solution? So the solution is default route. So the same command what we will use in India router. See, I have a route here. So what I will do, config terminal. I'm saying IP route 0.0.0.0.0. Any network 0.0.0.0. Any destination. Okay, and the next hop, if anything come that side, the next hop 192.168.1.2. This is my route. So if anything come, so this router is just passing that to this router. Okay, so if I check now my routing table, show IP route. See, the S star means S star. Where is the star? Static default star. Can you see candidate default? And S means stat. So static default routing called static. We are manually adding, but this is the candidate default. So similarly, I will go to the USA router and I will say IP route 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0. Okay, anything which is from this next hop 192.168.1.1. Just queue the default route. Show IP route. See, it has the default route. So now check here the communication. So what will happen? Previously India router was dropping. So now when you try to reach 192.168.20.10, this router will check its routing table. I don't have that route, but now I have a default route 0.0.0. So I will just pass that route to this guy. So when it reach here, so this guy already know about the 20.10. The communication will possible. Now can you see now? Okay, 20.10. Can you see? I'm able to ping. And how I'm going there? Tracer. See the same trace we are getting. It reach to gateway. Then gateway have the default route. So it send the packet to 1.2. 1.2 is nothing but the USA router. And USA router know about the 20.10. So like this, but we generally this is the least preferred. Okay, because default route is something like from security point of view, we don't allow this in the intranet. Okay, like if something come here, some IP, so he can also allow from here. So from security point of view, this is not good for the like intranet, like your within organization. But this is for the internet actually. So how it is internet? So if you have ISP here, okay, and you are connecting, let's say you are connecting it to the internet. So that time we use a 0.0.0.0 so to reach the internet. Okay, but we don't use generally for our office to office communication, because here we know the destination. So in this lab, for lab purpose, we have seen that uh, if you know the destination, we use the static route. If you don't know the destination, we use the default route. And default route generally used for the internet. So we give the same command. Instead of here we put the 192.168.1.2. Instead of that we will say 0.0.0.0.0.0.0 to the ISP next hop. That's it. So whenever we use internet, so the default route will use there. So here, any question here? Is it clear? Default route. Please show IP route. You can see the default route. It is always the last route in the routing table. So router first, it will go one by one. It will check this route. Okay, this one. Then it will check this route. Okay, 20.network, I don't know. So he will just say, I have a default route. So it will send pass this to this guy. So when it reaches to this guy, so this guy know about 20.network. So he will pass that information to the 20. Okay. So this is about the static route. So we understand the sorry, this is about the default route. We understand the static route and we understand the default route. Okay. So yeah. So you need to as I yesterday told, you just prepare one diagram and we can use multiple times. Okay, just save this diagram and or if you use, so just remove the route. Okay, if you want to do the static route practice, so what you can do, put the show run. See, right now the default route is there. So what you do, just go config terminal and no IP route. Just remove this. So your base configuration will be always there. So you can just do the routing. Okay. So any question here? You can unmute yourself. Hello. Shahida, are they able to unmute themselves?
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, any doubt here? No. I mean, okay, fine. So static route and default route we have seen. So the next is the dynamic routing. Okay, so before reaching to dynamic routing, so let's have a look on, let's say you are increasing your network. Okay, you are increasing your network. So yesterday what we did, yesterday we just added one of the this one, we added one of the nick card. Okay, so uh, but I was asked you to use 2911, I think, router. So what is the advantage of this one? If I use 29 network, so I may have three slots, I think,
Three interfaces.
three interfaces, right? Let me check that. Say no. So IP interface brief. Yes, I have the three interfaces. So see, for me, it will not take much time. So what I can do, uh, let me do one thing. Let me take this configuration. See how I'm doing this. First of all, I'm in India router, so I will say write memory first. Okay, write memory. Then I will go to the config and I will say this is startup config export. Export. So where I'm going to export, let me do it on desktop. India router startup configuration. Okay, then I don't need to use that again. Okay, configuration saved successfully. Then okay, so let me remove this router. Done. What I can do, I can use this router now. Okay, so what I need to do here, go to config, load. Can you see the load? Just say load, go to desktop and search for India router startup configuration. Open. Done. Now okay, we save the startup configuration. So what I need to do, I need to say copy uh, startup configuration to running configuration. Yahoo! Can you see this? Now India router came back. So what I did, I loaded that configuration to see. You remember we have two configuration. Running configuration means the RAM, and startup configuration means when we save, it is a permanent configuration. So what I did in old router, I export that configuration. Okay, and in the new router, in the startup configuration, I loaded that. Then when I loaded that, then it went to my startup configuration. So what I did, copy startup configuration to running configuration, a reverse one. Generally for saving, what we do, copy running configuration to startup configuration. So I have done the reverse one. Now it has. Can you see now? Show IP interface brief. So all my configuration. Okay, it does not take because that was having fast internet zero. So run. Let me see what else came. Okay, the routing and all came, but interfaces not came because the interfaces are this one. The interfaces are giga ethernet. Okay, so no problem, no problem. So what I will do, I will do the same for this guy also. uh, Startup export, then save. Okay, this is done. So see, I'm totally disturbing my diagram. I remove this. So I will take another 2911. Then I will take another 2911 also. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the cables now. So this port 10, I'm using it to, can you see 0 by 0? Then from here, I'm using 101. It is going to, it's 0 by 1. And it's 0 by 0 is going to connect to the LAN. Okay, now this one we came back with the cabling. Okay, so now I need to use another switch. This one, and I need to use one machine as well. This will be my UK office. I'm going to connect there. So what I will do, I will take another cable, that's 0 by 2. I'm going to connect to H0 by, okay, let's say 0 by 2 only, just for the memorize. And 0 by 0 always connecting to the LAN. Done. And I'm connecting this port 1 to this machine. So yesterday, okay, this is it was my WAN. So I will say WAN 1. So let me copy this and give this WAN as a 192.168 instead of, okay, this is not 2.0, it was 1.0. It was 1.0 actually. Okay, and what I'm going to do, the UK LAN, I will say it as a UK LAN. UK LAN, and I will say 192.168.30.0. Okay, so my network should be like my what exactly I'm doing. So my IP addresses and all network, everything should be defined properly. 192.168.30.10, and my gateway will be 192.168.30. Okay, done. This job is done. So now see here, we remove the IP addresses. So we need to view the IP addresses once again. So always see the 0.0 and 0.1 is the WAN, and here 0.0, 0.1. Okay, so let me start configuration again. Terminal interface. See, instead of fast Ethernet, here I have Giga Ethernet. If you see here, show IP interface grid. So it is the 1 gig interface. So I will say terminal interface Giga Ethernet 0 by 0. This is my LAN IP address 192.168.10.1 255.255.255.0, and I will say the description HY IND LAN is my India LAN. Okay, and no shutdown obviously. That's it. Then say interface Giga Ethernet 0 by 1. Okay, I will say description ISP1. Okay, I will say WAN 1 WAN 1. Okay. IP address 192.168.1.1 If I see here, so still see, I see the previous route here, so I can remove this. No, best. So my basic configuration is done. Right memory, show IP interface grid, 2 IPs. Okay, this is down because that side is down. Show IP route. Okay, routing table also here. Directly. So Hyderabad, this router is done. So now this router I need to configure. Just say no, enable. I will say copy startup to running configuration. Okay, it not came, I think. Okay, I did not load that actually. So I need to load it. Stop. Then USA configuration. Say open. Load. CLI. Now again I will put yes. Now see USA router came back. But still I don't have a interface. So IP interface grid, nothing is there. So I need to configure quickly. Interface Giga Ethernet 050 IP address. I'm not going to view the description because you understand the meaning of description. 168.20.1 255.255.255. Description USA LAN. Okay, and I will say no shutdown. No. Okay, this is done. I will say interface Giga Ethernet 0 by 1. Okay, and description ISP 1. Okay, WAN 1. address 192.168.1.2 you see both sides came up. So now I have another interface also, this side. See, now I have this side interface also, gigabyte 0. So we decided 2.1. Interface giga ethernet 0 by 2. Description I will say WAN 2. Okay, IP address 192.168.2.1, 255.255.255.0, no shutdown. Done. So my USA configuration is done, basic configuration is done. So I also have one static route, default route which we gave. So I need to remove that config terminal, no copy, paste. So I have, this is my base configuration, so I can interface 3. Can you see this? So let me save this. So I've saved this. So two things done. So now this one I need to configure the UK one. We just decided this one. So I will say no. Enable first hostname UK RTR interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0. Oh, sorry. See, there is no 0 by 0. It is Giga Ethernet 0 by 0. Description I will say UK LAN. IP address 192.168.30.1, 255.255.255.0. Then I have another interface Giga Ethernet 0 by 2, which is description I will say WAN 2. IP address is 192.168.2.2, 255.255.255.0. So now let's go and check here diagram. Okay, can you see the cable again? We took the wrong cables. When you are connecting one to one, then we will take this cable. Sorry, 1 to 1. Okay, see this is not yet green. So what we can do? Erase once again, and we'll take another one. It is going one by one to. It's one by one. Okay, so it is still showing down. So we can verify that once again. Show IP interface grid. Okay, it is administratively down. It is saying. So config terminal interface. Can you see administratively down? Giga Ethernet 0 by 1. I did not put the no shutdown command here. Done. No right memory. Can you see now? My all 3 networks are connected. Now can you tell me first how many networks are here in this diagram? How many networks are here?
5.
5. Perfect. So see this topology I'm going to use. So I will save this topology saying that routing base topology. Right? So so all my routing is not only static, like dynamic routing and everything. We will use this diagram, this diagram. Okay. So we have India. This one is this is the USA, and this is UK. Okay, now so we all are good. So now let's try the static routing. So static routing, now see here. Okay, now tell me first, for Hyderabad router, sorry, for India router, how many networks, okay, out of 5, how many networks not directly connected to India router first? Okay, now tell me how many networks directly connected to India router. by default.
Two.
Come on, guys. Directly connected means one. This is one network. This is two second network.
That's
So
two networks.
two networks are directly connected.
Yes.
So why you're taking much time? Okay. So show IP route. Oh, see, this routing table is saying also saying some L. So just leave about L. So now just see here. C means directly connected. Well, these two networks are directly connected. And if you go here, okay, now tell me here. In USA router, how many networks directly connected? First,
Three.
very good, very good. So just check. Show IP route. C means see what it is showing also L. L means what? Capital L L L. Uh,
And upper local. First one.
okay, yeah, L is a local one. So C means directly connected. One, two, and three. These networks are connected. Okay, now come on fast. UK not UK router. How many networks directly connected?
Two.
Exactly. Two routers are directly connected. Two networks. Okay, now. So as you know, the static routing fundamental. The static routing fundamental is like you need to add all non-directly connected networks. So now my next question is for India network, India router. How many networks are not directly connected?
Three.
One,
That's one. Three.
exactly one, two, and
Two.
three.
Three.
These three networks. So you need to add all these three static routes in India router. Okay, now in USA router, how many networks are not directly connected?
Three.
Two, because he already know this is connected, this is
Oh,
connected,
yes,
this
yes,
is
yes.
connected. So only India and UK net
True.
LAN is not connected. Okay, now for a UK router,
Three.
exactly. So Varis understand very well about this. So UK network. So only two networks are directly connected. This one, and this one not directly connected. Okay, so we need to add the route, static route. Okay, so you can do config terminal interface. We will say okay. One more thing. Test. Okay, when India router he want to reach this network, and this network. So what will be the next hop? This will be the next hop. Similarly, when UK router want to reach here, so what will be the next hop? This IP will be the next hop. But when India USA router want to reach Hyderabad, so next hop is this one, and when he want to reach UK, the next hop will be changed here. So remember this one. Direction change, next hop change. Okay. So this this is the one. So what I can do, IP route. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. We will use default route today because we don't have time. So static again we will see on the same diagram tomorrow. So default route I can what I can do I will say just simply default route 0.0.0.0 okay, and 192.168.1.2. That's it. I put the default route here. Then here I need to use, see, there will be two default route, one here and one here this side. So what I can do, I can say config terminal IP route 0.0.0.0 192.168.1.1. One route is going here and another is 2.2. Now think about it why I'm using the two routes, because this for two reaching this network and this network. Okay, and here this side what I will say config terminal IP route 192.1, okay, sorry, 0.0.0.0 0.0.0.0 and 192.168.2.1. Done. Show IP route. Can you see the static route went down? Okay, now can I try from this machine to the UK machine? Let's try that. Okay, first try 192.168.20.10. Hmm. So we are not going there. Let's say trace route. So it will for the troubleshooting. Oh my God! It is not reaching to the gateway itself. So there is the problem. So let me check on machine IP config. Okay, can I ping to my gateway? 192.168.10.1. Okay, can you see there's a problem with the gateway? So let me go here directly and check. In this router, India router, I need to go here, show run. What gateway ITS I put? 192.168.10.1. Gateway is fine. So can I ping from here 192.168.10.10? See, from India router itself, I'm not doing. Oh, I went here. Perfect. So let me try from here to its gateway. Yeah, I'm able to reach to the gateway. Okay, perfect. So sometimes some problem. Okay, now let's try 20.10.
Excuse me, Nadim sir.
Yes,
Sorry for interrupting. Actually, we have 1 minute um,
left.
in
Okay,
this
fine,
meeting
fine, fine.
before 5 minutes.
Okay,
Oh,
okay. So it's reaching now. Can you see? Similarly, if I use 30.10, first few packets will be dropped. Okay, can you see? I'm reaching here. So now today we have learned about uh, we have recap of static route and the default route, and after that, after the default route, we have tested the third network, and we just tested the default route here. So in tomorrow, what we'll do early, we will try static route again. So guys, static and default route, please use that old diagram for the two router and complete it. Don't just try directly third network. Okay, just we will revise it tomorrow once again, then we will move to the dynamic. Okay, so we will stop here because as I told exactly 1 p.m. you join, so we'll have a licensed version of the Zoom, so we can utilize this one. Okay, so thanks a lot, and this video will be recorded and it will uploaded on YouTube, so you can watch it later, but please be clear with the static and default. Okay, once you learn this, then dynamic will be very easy for you. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow. Bye.